upbringing I approve of. It was living in Industrial Revolution rabbit hutches. It didn't scar me in any way, made me a socialist. I have great affection for a lot of my childhood.
You have nostalgia for it, even though it was so hideous, so physically hideous.
Physically hideous, yes, but not, yes, yes.
What did you like about it? The sort of communal body warmth?
Yes, very much so, yes. And we were a very tightly packed little Irish Catholic community, so one became much more Irish than the Irish. You know,
yes, yes.
The expatriate Irish are always so.
Yeah.
Willis Hall, the playwright, he's a Hunslet boy. We often used to go up there. I was up recently, and there's nothing left. It's all completely razed.
What is it now? Is it a wasteland, or is it sort of
it's a wasteland,
yeah.
At the moment.
Yeah, that's what it was always designed to be, actually.
Indeed,
yeah. What about, you mentioned this thing about the very Irishness of the sort of expatriate Irish there in this community. What about the education there? Were you educated at a Catholic school?
Initially, yes. But I was accused of being Irish. Then came the war and evacuation, the usual thing, little tickets and gas masks full of sandwiches.
Yeah.
And then I went to a Protestant school, and then back to Leeds to complete, that sounds ridiculous, education, yes. I didn't really have very much.
Didn't you?
No, no. It truly didn't interest me at all.
No.
And I managed to escape when I was about 13 from it.
Is it necessary?
Education? Oh, vitally, yes. I realised that much later on.
Do you think so? That's curious. You've not done too badly without it, have you?
Yeah.
No, it's an interesting point, you know, the way Robert Morley once said in this programme, that to educate somebody, you should give them money to go away when they're 14 and send them around the world, show them a dead man and a baby being born, and that's an education. And, I mean, there's an argument in favour of that. What do you remember from what you were taught at school? I remember nothing.
Not a thing.
I learnt how to smoke and play cricket at school. 2 things. Could you beat that?
Yes. Yeah, I'm afraid I could.
You went to a mixed school.
I did, yes. Yeah. No, but I had to fill in the cracks later on at night school. Oh, Jesus, that was an...
That's a marvellous euphemism, fill in the cracks. We won't go into that, though. I tell you what really fascinates me, though, is about talking to somebody like you, or say, somebody like Albert Finney, who was one of your contemporaries at RADA.
Indeed.
And people from this background, this very, very working-class background that you came from, is how on earth you ever got the notion to be an actor. Because, I mean, I know, and I was brought up, you know, you live from Hunslet, I was brought up near you, and if I'd have said that I was going to be an actor, they'd have thought there was something a bit decidedly wrong about me. A bit pansy.
Well, not only was I from Hunslet, I didn't have a Yorkshire accent. I also had blonde, curly hair, and I was known as Bubbles. And that cost me a lot of lumps. But well, acting came really... Well, you absorb it, I suppose. There's no immediate process in it, accumulation of things. I left my little warehouse where I'd started work and went to work on a newspaper. Newspaper led to... That sounds very posh. In fact, I was fetching the horse meat for the chief photographer, you know.
Horse meat?
Yeah, yeah. We used to eat horse meat then. Do you remember? Well, I'm older than you, yeah. Well, he ate horse meat. Well, maybe he was a betting man. I don't know. Anyway. And that led to, again, night school, my need to improve myself, free tickets to the theatre. I saw Laurel and Hardy, would you believe, on stage, yes.
On stage?
On stage.
Oh, marvellous.
Flogging around doing a thing called the Old Timers. No audience. Nice people. Well, the fat one was. Didn't like the other one.
You actually met them?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Well, you went backstage and met them?
Yes. Well, I was part of the job, you know, going around.
So as a journalist, yeah.
Yeah. And then bit by bit I got involved in local amateur things, and by 16 or 17 I was onions deep in theatre. At that point, His Majesty felt it was vital to the security of the nation that I joined the armed forces, which put a temporary halt to things.
Yeah. Did you enjoy the services? You were in the Navy, weren't you?
Oh, Christ, yes. Yes, I vomited over every cubic foot of the 7 seas.